Joining us now is Thom Calandra, the publisher of the Calandra Report. Good to see you, Thom.
Hey, good to see you, Mark.
Now, just so people know, and I actually just discovered this off camera, and it's very impressive. So you started MarketWatch.
Yes, I was one of three people.
MarketWatch.com.
Yes, now owned by Dow Jones. When we started, it was 1996, and we started it under the umbrella of a data company. So that's how we incubated it. We gave away data, and then we attached editorial to it, financial editorial, and we sold part of it to CBS, the television network in America.
Because it was CBS MarketWatch for a while, yeah.
And then part of it to the Financial Times of London. We sold it to that. It became the largest financial news service, and we also had television, radio. Of course, I was the editor-in-chief and chief commentator. We sold it to Dow Jones in 2004 for about $520 million US. And so a lot of hard work, but those were, crazy internet times, and it's still the largest, as I understand it, financial news service on the internet. Dow Jones MarketWatch now.
I use MarketWatch.com every day for my sourcing, in part, among many others. But I mean, that's fascinating. So you were very early. Did you see something, or were you just lucky?
No, I had a partner, a fellow who was my former editor, Larry, and at Larry Kramer at the. He was a former newspaper editor. He said, "Come back from London," where I was working for Bloomberg in London. He said, "There's this thing called the internet," and that's what started it. Came back to California, and we started it.
Wow!
And we created the editorial component, the data component, and we went public. It went nuts, and then it went to. It went like this, then like this.
Yeah.
But it was a real company. It was always a real company.
Right.
And it's still a great product with great news, great editorial.
Absolutely.
About financial.
Right. So there's the bio, a little short bio. Let's talk about why we have you here, and that's to talk about interesting things in the mining sector. How about palladium? In case people haven't noticed, record highs. Forget about gold going to 2,000. Palladium's way ahead of it. So why is it at 2,500? Is it a bubble? And what do you think?
Right. Well, okay. Palladium's now at about $2,300. It's outpaced the rise in the price of platinum by 2x at least in the past 3 or 4 years. Palladium is associated with much more with EVs, electric vehicles, and its use for clean vehicles when it comes to electric vehicles is much more than platinum, which is much more associated with diesel. Platinum got hit hard a few years ago with the diesel scandal, the Volkswagen diesel scandal, where they were fudging their numbers. And it's just starting to recover from that. Remember, platinum, they're all part of platinum group metals, the sphere of platinum group metals, not
PGM.
The stock.
Right.
Yeah, they're all PGM metals. But platinum is 10 times rarer in the earth than gold. Yet it went down to $800. It went below the gold price, which was unprecedented. Gold's at about $1,600 now. It's coming back now. All the PGMs market will come back in a big way. One day you're going to wake up and you're going to see the platinum price and the palladium price are going to be up 30-40% in a day. You'll see that. Of course, we've seen tremendous gains in both those metals. There's a supply-demand equation. I mean, my ownership comes in 2 or 3 ways. We own platinum and palladium coins, which some mints, including Canada, does have a beautiful platinum coin. I own Ivanhoe Mines, which has probably the largest undeveloped PGM product in the world. I've been to it 4 times in South Africa. That's Robert Friedland's Ivanhoe Mines.
How long have you held Ivanhoe?
Well, I owned it as a private company in 2003. Okay. Still own it. We own about 100 and something thousand shares. It's trading at 3-something US or 4-something. I expect it to go far higher. It's a $3 billion company now, but that doesn't appreciate. That doesn't factor in also that it has a big copper project in the DRC Congo. But I mean, there are other ways to get exposure to platinum group metals developers and producers. I happen to own Ivanhoe.
All right. And so what else excites you in the market right now with people watching this interview? What's exciting? Maybe guide us in a certain direction.
Well, what you guys do, I mean, because I've appeared on your material and you do a great job reaching ordinary folks,
Thank you.
Individual investors. Yeah, you really do. is you have to remember when you invest in either commodities, whether it's a metal or a crop, right, or even oil, which I don't really know that much about energy, or the actual equities, that there are so many divisions among them. Gold is a very challenging market, or can be, because it's also a financial commodity. And the juniors, as in the small companies like $1 billion market caps and less, are very fragmented. When you look at iron ore, you could probably point to 3 companies worldwide that are responsible for 40 or 50% of the global shipping traffic of iron ore daily.
Like a Rio Tinto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But try to get that with gold. You'd have to name 50 companies that are responsible for 50 companies that are responsible for 30% of the actual global shipping traffic of gold. Silver is probably even more fragmented. And then there are subdivisions within that. You know, what do you want to be? You want to invest in developing companies. They're developing a real mine. You want to invest in the riskiest segment, the explorers. You want to invest in the royalty companies.
Right.
You want
the
to invest
Franco-Nevadas of the world.
Yeah. Franco-Nevada's the Golden Valley mines, and the Tal's royalties, the EMX royalties. Do you want to invest in the producers, the larger companies, or the emerging producers like Victoria Gold in the Yukon?
Victoria Gold, okay, there's a name. So Thom, as we wrap this up, I'm just wondering, all your best ideas, I'm sure, are reserved for your subscribers, but are there, you mentioned a couple names. Any other names
I own some of them.
We should be looking at?
Well, I mean, I'd love to give you a name that I'm not investing in right now. I have a very small but long-standing, 6-8 month position in an explorer in Quebec that just came out with terrific holes, 7 holes across long, thick intercepts, azimuth exploration.
Azimuth, okay.
Yeah, the stock was up 175% on Monday or Tuesday, and it's Quebec, James Bay. I'm hoping that azimuth exploration and its technologist / founder / PhD doctorate technologist, geologist, Jean-Marc Loulin, it does for the James Bay what, let's say, Great Bear Resources has done for Red Lake.
Yeah, that was a big one last year.
Emerging producers, I like Victoria Gold, and on the royalties, I like Golden Valley Mines, I like EMX, I like Metalla, and I'd love to come up with a name. I have no vested interest.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's good. You see this? Ideas. You just gave us a whole bunch of ideas, so we appreciate it. Thanks, Thom.
Oh, thank you, Mark.
Good stuff. All right, Thom Calandra of the Calandra Report.